As with most major Marvel movies, fan speculation surrounding the latest upcoming Spider-Man sequel has been running rampant, with both plausible and downright bizarre theories and predictions. Here are some of the craziest fan theories we found that try and predict the events in Spider-Man Far From Home. Homeland's new man Ajar plays the cryptic role of Dimitri in Far From Home. While the specific details of Ajar's role are still being kept under wraps, fans of Marvel Comics were quick to point out that his character shares a name with a notorious Spider-Man foe, Dmitry Smirdyakov, aka the Chameleon. In a recent interview with comicbook.com, director John Watts was asked point-blank whether or not Ajar's character was in fact the Chameleon, and his answer was purposefully unclear. Well, Dmitry in the film works for Nick Fury, and I think anyone who works for Nick Fury, they certainly have a mysterious past. We're not specifically saying that he's, but we're not saying. Given that Spider-Man Homecoming included the Vulture, the Tinkerer, the Prowler, two Shockers, and even a brief glimpse of Scorpion, it's not hard to imagine that Far From Home will also feature appearances from multiple villains from Spidey's notorious Rogues Gallery. If Dimitri does in fact turn out to be the Chameleon, it will add an engaging element of mystery to the sequel, leaving audience guessing who's really who. Speaking of which, could the Nick Fury shown in the Far From Home trailers actually be the Chameleon in disguise? This theory seemingly stems from the fact that, in the comics, the Chameleon started out as a Soviet spy with unique abilities. Given that Far From Home takes place in Europe, Chameleon's foreign origin could match up quite nicely. Nerdist takes this theory one step further, stating that Fury's wardrobe in the Far From Home trailer seems a little suspect. In the footage, Fury dons the same long black trench coat he wore way back in the early phases of the MCU, like in the first Avengers film, before S.H.I.E.L.D. was deconstructed. This is a stark contrast to Fury's apparel in post-S.H.I.E.L.D. appearances, in which he has worn more discreet outfits. This fashion faux pas could be proof that this isn't the real Nick Fury, who presumably threw all his cool trench coats into the trash. This potential shocker could be the major twist that Tom Holland teased when Screen Rant visited the Far From Home set last year, when he said, "There's a scene in this film where audiences will feel like they were punched in the face." Even filming it, I remember walking out and then watching it again on the monitors and asking John Watts, "Are you sure that's okay?" And he's like, "No, it's not. People are going to hate this scene." But what if the Chameleon is Fury twist isn't coming? What are some other swerves Far From Home might pull on an unsuspecting audience? One of the wildest fan theories concerning the new Spidey flick is that we'll learn that MJ, Peter's new love interest, is actually the daughter of Nick Fury. Possible? Sure. Plausible? We do know that Fury mentioned having had a wife in Captain America: The Winter Soldier.
My wife kicked me out.
Didn't know you were married.
A lot of things you don't know about me.
Of course, in that scene, Fury is on the run from Hydra, so while he said he's a family man, there's no way to know if he's ever even kissed a girl, let alone had a wife or daughter. Overall, this one seems pretty unlikely. Speaking of unlikely, in the comics, Ned Leeds is a Daily Bugle reporter who undergoes a brief stint as a supervillain Hobgoblin after being brainwashed by Roderick Kingsley, the actual man behind the mask. Although the MCU's Ned Leeds is more similar to Gonke Lee, the comics-obsessed best friend of Miles Morales' Spider-Man. The name alone is enough for some fans to have predicted a dark turn for Ned in Far From Home. Could Ned's switch to supervillainy be the big twist awaiting moviegoers? Well, the real issue with this theory is that the Green Goblin hasn't yet been introduced to the MCU, and without first introducing that villain, how would introducing the dollar store version make any sense? Then again, while we're on the subject of the Green Goblin, in Spider-Man Homecoming, we learned that Tony Stark had sold Avengers Tower and was in the process of completely moving all of the team's various super props to their upstate facility. Unsurprisingly, a sale of that magnitude made fans perk up their ears, prompting discussions about the potential purchaser of the New York high-rise. Additionally, in the trailer for Far From Home, eagle-eyed viewers notice that Spidey swings past what appears to be the old Stark Tower, only now it's under construction. So who could the new owner or owners be? In the comic books, Norman Osborn briefly took over the Avengers, recruiting suspect characters to the team, including Moonstone, Bullseye, and Venom, while donning the Iron Patriot armor. The team, better known as the Dark Avengers, took up residence in Avengers Tower. In what would be a crazy twist, fans of the MCU have been theorizing that the so far non-existent MCU version of Norman Osborn is the buyer alluded to in Spider-Man Homecoming, making him the future owner of Avengers Tower. One of the more popular theories gaining traction online is that Osborn's reveal will take place in one of Far From Home's two end credit scenes. The theory, originally posted by a Redditor who claims to be a special effects artist for Disney, posits that not only will the scene on-screen reveal that Osborn is in fact the new owner of Avengers Tower, now proudly showcasing Oscorp where the A once was, but also confirmed the rise of the Sinister Six, a team consisting of Mysterio, Chameleon, Shocker, Vulture, Scorpion, and Osborn's own alter ego, the Green Goblin. This would certainly get fans excited for the third solo Spider-Man film, which Tom Holland previously confirmed back in 2017. Although this would certainly be a satisfying reveal, there's more than one famous tower in Marvel Comics' version of New York City. With Disney's multi-billion-dollar acquisition of 21st Century Fox finally completed, the other logical prediction is that Avengers Tower could soon become the Baxter Building, home to the Fantastic Four, whose movie rights were also returned to Disney, Marvel, and the deal. If this theory is indeed true, it would pave the way for the likes of Mr. Fantastic, Invisible Woman, The Thing, and the Human Torch to finally make their long-awaited return to the MCU and suit up alongside the remaining heroes. One of the most exciting fan theories about Far From Home is that the X-Men will somehow be introduced to the MCU via a parallel universe. In the Far From Home trailer, Nick Fury explains to Peter Parker that Mysterio is from another dimension, inadvertently brought to their Earth as a result of Iron Man's life-sacrificing snap in Avengers Endgame.
Beck is from Earth, just not ours. The snap tore a hole in our dimension.
You're saying there's a multiverse?
If Mysterio is indeed telling the truth about his origin, he's living proof that there is a multiverse in the MCU. Parallel universes and interdimensional travel would be some smart ways for Marvel Studios to introduce their new toys to their already overflowing sandbox, and it worked in Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. That said, we're talking about Mysterio here, a super-villainous master of manipulation and deception. If internet sleuths really want to theorize his presence here is somehow proof that the X-Men are coming through the dimensional divide as well, they should probably crack a comic book or two. Check out one of our newest videos right here. Plus, even more Looper videos about the MCU are coming soon. Subscribe to our YouTube channel and hit the bell so you don't miss a single one.